Ikir Yasi Elohim Elyon Ve'ashem. Let's hear. V'simcha u'vegaya Kazeh Kir Yasi Elohim Elyon Ve'ashem Echim V'simcha u'vegaya yisroel Yos Shabbos ayoim Hashem yisroel sharenona v'yai v'choyana Yos nisan agal Hashem Shabbos ayoim Hashem Agod Voch Raboisai Tonight, we have a very special privilege of having Rabbi Kamenetsky with how many guys?
30.
About 30 NCSY Chayil guys. So Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. Plus, we have other guests here. I don't know who's part of. Are you part of NCSY Chayil? Not really. What's your name? And you're from? Jackson, New Jersey. Where do you live? You live there now? Ah, different time. So I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a chizuk for everybody. On a Motzi Shabbos, some call it Saturday night. I like Motzi Shabbos better. On a Motzi Shabbos, there's a lot to do. There's sports, there's movies, whatever. Go out, see what's going on. And on Motzi Shabbos, there was actually a vote. They asked the boys, "What do you?" I got it. Somebody sent it to me. You can do this. 4 things, 4 options, and 30 boys opted to come to a Gemara shir. Gemara shir. It's very chashuv, very chashuv. We also have a big schos that some of the boys are actually doing the daf with us for a few years or more. So what's your name? Shalom Aleichem.
Mason Ostro.
Mason Ostro from?
Rayneck, New York.
Rayneck, New York. Where did you start doing the daf with us?
Nidarim, first daf.
Nidarim, daf Aleph. How long ago was that?
2 years, almost 2 years.
2 years. Shalom, unbelievable. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Azi Vidan. From?
Boston.
Ooh. You know, my mom's from Boston. Yeah, my grandfather's a rabbi there, Rabbi Savitsky. Never. So when did you start with us? Gittin. Wow. What's first? Gittin or Nidarim? Help me out over here. Nidarim is first. Gittin comes before Kiddushin, and then that's it. Wow. She's before you. No, Nidarim's first. You're first. And you beat them all. You're a cruise guy. Why? Because you started from Bava Basra with MDY or a different chair?
With Rabbi Leibowitz.
Rabbi Leibowitz. Oh, no. So, woman, maybe you're not a cruise guy. When did you come on board?
I listened to it for most of the Yavamas.
What, from, 1 minute, the shear you started with you? So I have to ask the guys, if a guy started shots with another Magid Shir and he jumped, or maybe he has even more schusim, maybe you say, yeah, Avi, he's in charge over here. He says you get to go on the cruise. We have to pay. Most people have to pay. I think people think it's free. I don't know, like, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name again?
Nathan Rossman.
Nathan Rossman. Wow, beautiful. Okay, unbelievable. Young guys doing the daf. Oh, we have another guy I found him. He's in my phone. I didn't know he's this. I showed this video of him. You see this? I didn't recognize him because he got a haircut. No, not really. And you've been from the Darim? Nazir. I remember something on Nun. But no, for real. It's an unbelievable video. Should I play it? I don't know if you'll hear it.
Hi, my name is Akiva Kranzler. I'm 15 years old. And one day I felt like I needed some more Torah in my life.
Now also?
So I searched up on YouTube for the Daf. And Rabbi Elisheva was the first one that came up. And I took it from there. And it was so amazing and I never stopped. And I've been doing it since Nazir. I've been doing it for 500 Daf. And
500
Daf. And
it's more now.
Like Hashem, I'll never stop.
Wow. Unbelievable. Since Baltimore. Unbelievable. So what is that? It's when did we go to Baltimore? I have no idea. We were there for Siyum?
No, it was
Daf Lamed. So that's 100 daf ago, no?
92, yeah.
Okay, so how many daf are you into the shot with us? Almost 600? Minus 8, a week away.
Almost there, yeah.
He's counting every day, this guy. It's unbelievable. Almost 600 daf. Shopsy, when's your 1,000 day? Oh no, it passed. Who told me 1,000? Oh, I know who. Benny. He's not here. He sits in that. Almost 1,000 daf. Okay, beautiful. So, Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Kamenetsky. It's a mamash covet to have you here. Rosh Hashiva, Menahel. Real quickly, I didn't show the English here. Did I show the English here the picture from Neria? Yeah. I did? Okay, so you can move on. Let's go straight to the email, maybe. Here we go. Rabbi Kamenetsky's email. It's embarrassing when you read somebody's email in front of them. I plan on attending LifeShare on Shabbos. I'm a Daf Yomi Magichir. You are a Magichir. I don't like when the Magichirim sit here and critique. I would have said it better. I was like this. You're not going to critique. Okay, good. Whew. We have about 100 chevra who learn in our group since Brachas. Emes, 100 guys. Unbelievable. You're my Rebbe in many ways. I'm not listening to even 1 minute. Chas v'shalom, not even 1 minute to your actual Gemara share. But I rarely miss the 5 to 7 minutes of Hak at the beginning of each year, so I feel like I'm part of the family. I started watching the 5 minutes of Hak because the largest Maggid Shir in Klal Yisrael has what to teach the Oil Torah and how Rebbe interacts with Talmidim. Specifically, the way you make 20,000 people feel empowered, important, and connected to Torah is a lesson to every Rebbe everywhere. Also, your lessons of your crucial focus on Achdus at all times hopefully rub off on the rest of the Oil Torah, which for some reason doesn't get it. But Hashem, help lead the world of, or to Mashiach of Mashiach. I think it's, I talk about it and it becomes like, oh, you start getting used to it. But it's unbelievable to see that in one room we have Yerushalmis, we have Sfardim, Ashkenazim, Hasidim, blue shirts, white shirts. I mean, it's supposed to Shabbos, so everybody's kind of, it's a lot more, what? No shirt. Kippah Sruga, leather yarmulke, velvet yarmulke, with a band, without a band. And we take it for granted. Are you able to show us a Zoom? Who's on Zoom now? Let's see Zoom. You have all sorts of guys with beards. I only see beards today. The guys with the beards. But here's the Hasidic Shingeman all the way in the bottom. You see with the red beard. It's unbelievable. Be'emes. And we all come together for one reason, to learn Hashem's Torah. And at the end of the day, we had here a Lubavitcher. He comes in from Beersheba on Friday. 3 Fridays in a row from Beersheba. Lubavitch. Here's Lubavitcher. He has a Mashiach thing on his sleeve with the MDY. Does anybody here have a brother or something in the army? Anybody?
I do.
You have a brother in the army?
Yeah.
Okay, you could get one of these. I'll give you one of these.
Yeah. He just got back from out there.
Will he wear this?
Absolutely.
I think you might need this. Whoever got one before. Here.
Yeah.
All right. Baruch Fraiman. Yeah, here. Okay. So anyways, my point is that we have from all sorts of Hasidim, all sorts of Misnagdim, all sorts of everything. We have you should see the Hebrew shir also. We have Yerushalmi guys with the white yarmulke, this sitting next to Tziyonim, anti-Tziyonim. It's a mess. It's the United Nations here, but Lamaisa, we're all here for one reason, and we hope to improve it because people are getting to know each other, and when you sit them down in one room where they're on the same Zoom, they start interacting, and you see, we're not so different from each other. Let me see what else. Oh, it was in the middle of your email, right? Then my ADD. One last point. I Rosh Yeshiva of Halb, Yeshiva Halb of 1,700 students. In Menal, Mesivta, Leah, and 400 boys in Woodmere, New York. The incredibly engaging, clear charts and videos should be organized by Masechta and by Daf and can be sold to yeshivas to make money from MDY. We're not selling it. We give it for free. Whoever needs it, they can have it. If they should, give a plug once in a while. It's MDY. They're incredibly clear and helpful and can help all of Klal Yisrael learn. As Rabbi Yochanan said to Rish Lakish, continue. So your life is a lesson to Klal Yisrael how a successful businessman can use his, what's this word? Prodigious. I don't know. What do you got to throw these things in? I went to Panovich, my friend. Not nice. Talents to become the largest Magid in Klal Yisrael. Thank you. I will send you a video of you giving a bracha to our Daf Yomi shir when we had 15 guys. I forgot to put it on. Yosef, he sent the video. I think it was separate, maybe. That's why. Rabbi Kamenetsky, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. It's a tremendous chizuk for me that you're giving a shir and that you're going every single day and giving a daf. It's a tremendous, tremendous nachas and an accomplishment for you. So you should keep on going, keep on giving shiurim, keep on dafing. Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. He had 15 guys, he gave him bracha, now we have 100. 9 months later, he had 100. If it would be all possible, we'd love to bring you to the society to speak to 300 American boys and Rebbe's here. I'm going to America, unfortunately, in 3 days. Rosh Yeshiva Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, Menal, the R Yeshiva High School for boys. Yishkoyach for being here. It's a big honor. Shkoyach. Okay. Tonight's pizza is sponsored for the full shleima of Yonatan Ahron ben Yisroel, a local Chayil critically injured this week fighting in the north. Yeah, I heard about him. The Masechta, where is he? What hospital? He was not in the Hadassah, like another one, like maybe up north somewhere. The safe and speedy return of all the hostages. Ahron Fraiman, to rebel, teach torah klal Yisrael. The Parnas HaChodesh for shleima, Neftalli Herz, Ben Leah, hidden tzaddik in our generations. Parnas HaChodesh, Nishma Zechrya ben Moishe, Nishma Zechrya bas Yosef. Parnas HaYoim, Glenn Bond, to my Aishes Chayil, Elisheva Leah, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope she watches the daf, because if she doesn't, like, why are you sponsoring a daf for your wife's birthday? I love it. Keep on doing it. What?
I think she does for him.
She does? Oh, that's what it is. So this guy figured if she's sponsoring the daf for my birthday, she probably thinks it's a good thing. So let me sponsor for her. Interesting. Okay. I'm not knocking you, Glenn. It's gewaldic. Thank you. I agree. Okay. So Rabbi Isai, we are today's Daf Amud Beis, Leah, and we're holding Daf Amud Aleph, Amud Beis. But before we start, I want to do some of these Musagei Hashas. By the way, Rabbi Knesset, what do you think about a yeshiva, MDY style? Thinking about opening one. Basically, it's going to have, a lot of animation and charts and stories, and maybe you don't even have to look in the Gemara, and if you do, it's like, and maybe we'll learn Masechtas. We'll be kind of. What do you think? It's a good idea. Anything that get guys geschmack in learning and tired in Yiddishkeit, huh? You ask him. Am I putting you on the spot? You don't know. 100%. Okay, fine. So anyway, let's just go through this quickly. Egla Arufa. Egla Arufa is when they find a body between two cities, and they don't know who murdered this person. So the closest city has to bring a calf, and they knock its head off. It's a whole process of kapara for that city. Grama ben Izak and Potter is a concept when you cause damage, but it's indirect damage. So halachically you are Potter, but at the same time we also learned it's osir. You can't do it, but if you did it, then you don't have to pay. Then we learned the whole sugya on who is responsible of distancing himself from the damage. So everybody would think that the person causing the damage has to distance himself from the person being damaged. And the halacha actually is that the person being damaged, if he's in his property and the other guy is in his property, let's see, one guy has bees and the bees go into the other property, the guy that has the bees doesn't have to move. It's the guy from the other property has to move his stuff if he doesn't want to be damaged. Kinyan Agav is a kinyan where if you are buying property, and why is it on Motzei Shabbos? There's always noise from up there. What's Pshat? Dafka Motzei Shabbos. So I'm very sensitive to noise, and he knows it. But Motzei Shabbos is like he's relaxed, and it just doesn't matter. We're doing this for years. I tell everybody, I tell him, and then he comes down a little bit. In 3 minutes, you'll hear him again. Anyway, there's if somebody buys a property, on the property there's movable objects. Movable objects. Do me a favor, whatever, don't go up there. Don't schmooze with him, and shut his phone. Whatever. It's hi, Anishma Gershon. That's our booth, guys. You see up there, we have a very sophisticated system. We have maybe 8 screens. Maybe after the shir, you guys will take a quick tour up there because I have to give another shir in Hebrew afterwards. But it's very cool. There's joysticks and cameras. He controls everything. It's very good, very cool. Anyway, Kinyan Agav is, let's say you want to purchase a car, and at the same time, at the same time he is buying a property. So when you buy the property, the car comes along with the kinyan. Yeah, what does it say this? Yonatan Aaron Greenblatt. Oh, the one we sponsored the pizza for tonight was Nifter. He was in Yeshiva Sehezder in Neveit Kalim, and he was Nifter on Shabbos. He was in Rafiach. He got injured in Rafiach. So Shabbos should have an aliyah. We shouldn't hear from more tsaris. This war should come to an end. All right. Thanks. Now I'm in a great mood. So we're learning Cheskes Habatim here, and the whole parak discusses that you go into a property, you're there for 3 years. We could assume that it's yours, but that alone is not enough. You have to come up with a reason why it's yours. You have to explain why it's yours. You can't just say, oh, I was here for 3 years, it's mine. You have to explain, I bought it. I received it as a gift. We also learned about Cheskes Marakama, is the fact that somebody, the original owner, being the original owner, you have a certain chazaka. We didn't really go into it, but we mentioned it, so why not? Is that the rent is usually due all the way at the end. Another interesting halacha, it's kedai to remember, the halacha is like Reb Nachman, even when he argues with Rava, who's his Talmud, but when it comes to dinim, the halacha is like Reb Nachman. These are, a lot of them are very famous, but it's gishmak to go over it. Chazara, when a person admits to something, it's as if there's 100 edim testified to it. We also spoke a little bit about Kivin Shehigit Shuvein and Chayzer Magid, which is a concept that Edim cannot testify and then retract their testimony, or at the Kivin Shehigit, once they testified, it is over. What daf is this for? This might be the wrong daf. Let me see the charts here. No, it's good. Okay. Rabbi said, let's see what we got here. So, we're in the middle of a sugya of if Bezdin, they have a ruling. You say, so-and-so has to do something. Can they retract the ruling later on when they find out additional information? Let's say additional witnesses come forward. Can they change their psak din? Do we have a halacha? Are we concerned about the, what's the word, zilusa, the honor, zilusa b'zayin, an English word. Chayil, we got English-speaking people here. The honor of the bezdin. Do we care for the honor of the bezdin? Rav Nachman says
the integrity of the system.
Integrity. Okay, that's already complicated. It's not for me. Integrity. Not for me. Like Panovich style, prodigious, whatever. The prodigious, the integrity. No, integrity is a simple word. I get it, but I don't know if it touches up the honor of the bezdin. They look like fools. Okay, the integrity. So Rav Nachman is not concerned. He's not concerned if 2 witnesses came forward. We'll see a case soon. 2 witnesses come forward. They say, "Hey, this guy did chazaka." It's okay. So you get the house. 2 weeks later, the other guy that was fighting over the house, he also shows up with 2 edim. So now what do Bezdin do? They already ruled in this guy's favor, like O.J. Simpson. You guys don't even remember O.J. Simpson. Remember O.J. It says once they ruled that he's not a murderer, that's it. What is it called, Davi? That I need it. Double jeopardy. It's almost like double jeopardy. Why? Maybe because of the honor. They went through everything. They decided he's part. And now you come up with additional evidence. It's not the right thing. So the Gemara asks a question. Rav Nachman, how do you say you're not concerned about the honor of Bezdin? We see in a brisa you are concerned. When two Eidim come and say this woman, her husband died, and two Eidim say the husband didn't die, but she got married before. The kids are, we're not concerned. We are concerned. We are concerned. And how come Rav Nachman says we're not concerned? So the Gemara says, we'll go back a little bit, like 8 lines from the bottom. Because Rav Nachman, it seems like he agreed that the brisa is problematic, and later on, he said, no, I'm going back to my original halacha that you're right, you have a great brisa, but I have somebody great that I'm relying on, and we're not concerned about the honor of the bezin. By the way, here's just a random question that we're going to talk about soon, but let's see if you guys can get this answer. If there's witnesses that say, oh, forget witnesses, one witness says that you borrowed $100 from Rabbi Kamenetsky on Sunday, and another witness says that you borrowed $100 from Rabbi Kamenetsky on Monday. So you have two witnesses basically saying that there was $100 borrowed, but they're arguing on what day it happened. One says it was on Sunday, one says it was on Monday. What's the halacha? Anybody want to guess? Is that considered good Eidim or not good Eidim? Not good Eidim. You say not good Eidim. Where's Hillel Kamiansky? Hillel, what's the halacha? Machlokes. You see, he knows. Hillel knows. Okay, but I thought it's interesting. I thought like you guys also. Like, nah, why is that good? No. You're going to see a shita that it's okay. Okay. So what happened there? Gishmak. This nan. 2, 4, 6, 8 lines from the bottom of Amud Aleph Amud Beis. This nan. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Ein malam lekuna al pi yedechad. Today, you have kohanim. They duchen, they get aliyahs to kohanim. What about a guy that decides he's a Baal Tshuva, he wants to be a kohen? Could he be a kohen or not? We don't know if he's a kohen. He decides, I might be a kohen. So says Rabbi Yehuda, no, you cannot be a kohen. It's not. You don't just show up and be a kohen. You need an eid echad to testify you were a kohen. The famous story of Baal Tshuva comes to the rabbi. He says, Rabbi, I want to be a kohen. He says, why? He says, I'm Baal Tshuva and I want to be a kohen. He says, but why a kohen? Why not yisroel, Leah? He says, because my father was a kohen and my grandfather was a kohen. So he says, so if your grandfather, you're kohen, so you're a kohen. But the truth is, it's not so simple. Sometimes a father is a kohen, a grandfather is a kohen, and you're not a kohen. Like I have a very, very good friend. I love to say this, Maisa. His father is a kohen and his grandfather is a kohen, and he's not a kohen. Because his mother was not religious and she was in college and whatever happened over there. And because if his mother had relations once upon a time, a long time ago, with a guy, even one time, that's it. The kid is a chal. The kid gets an aliyah, gets yisroel, but not kohen. And it's awkward because his father gets kohen, yeah, I'm a kohen, and he gets yisroel, and everybody asks him. So, but that's how it is. So we have in the shir Greenman, he sits right over here where you're sitting, and he told me, I asked him permission if I could say over. He came over to me after the shir, he said, listen, he is 7th-generation reform in America. 7 generations of reform. In other words, they have no connection to Yiddishkeit. And they found a family tree which pointed them all the way up to the shlah. Like they could see, this is the grandfather, 7 generations, all the way up to the shlah. The shlah was a Levi. He says the problem is that the shlah's name was Horowitz and his name is Greenman. So they figured, I'm just telling you how these things work today. They figured that back in Russia, they didn't want, you're only allowed to have one boy. If you had more than one boy, they would take him away, whatever. So they farmed out one boy to the family Greenman. But his family actually, the Levium. Now, they weren't so sure about it. It was a little too far-fetched. He says until they found a Greenman woman that works in the Shabak here in Israel. And she told them, she happened not to be religious, she said, but we don't eat turkey. It happens to be the shlah doesn't eat turkey. And he asked her, why didn't he? He says, for all the generations, we never ate turkey. So Greenman took this to Rabbi Nebenzahl and he said the story. And said, okay, then you could rely on it that you're a Levi. So when he fights with you for Levi, you could get, you know, like,
He gets it
every
every time.
time. he's a yisroel, basically. I'll say he's a Levi to make him feel good. Whatever, okay. Another guy came over to me at the Hebrew shir, a Hasidic man. He said he found his guys, come, don't. There's no seats. We have to get him some seats. Here, there's 2 seats. Come, don't be embarrassed. There's no bush over here. Kim Tzedan. Where are you coming from? Yerushalayim? They came all the way from Yerushalayim. You can't stand up when you come from Yerushalayim. Here, make him some room, please. Yeah, don't. Kim Tzedan. So, no, I like it because I was just telling everybody that we have Hasidim here. I'm looking around. There's no Hasidim tonight. Shema, what's your name? Goldzweig. What, from Chicago is Goldzweig? Grunzweig. From where would he live?
Borough
Park. Shalom Aleichem. And you? Don't be embarrassed. Klein from Borough Park? London. Shalom Aleichem. Okay. So anyways, so this guy said, I'll tell real quickly because we're running out of time. Shalom Aleichem. From Kiryat Sefer, yeah? Very nice. We have Charedim also. We have all sorts. Everything. Who? Oh, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? No, who's a guest? Hi.
Brian Wallace.
Brian Wallace from?
Originally from New York. Made Aliyah at the end of May from Cincinnati.
Wow. Aliyah people. There's a lot of people making Aliyah now. It's unbelievable. Okay, Rabbi, so we have to learn a little Torah today. We're still on Amud Beis. But, so I just want to say, this chassid told me that he met his relatives in Tel Aviv. They weren't so religious. And they were Cohen, and they knew that they're relatives. They knew that they come from the same grandfather, whatever. But because when they came to, I don't remember where, they switched their name to get like a Jewish name, they said Cohen. And he proved it to them. And they said, you know what? You're right. And they stopped duchening. They assumed they're Kohanim, but they realized that they're really close relatives. And that, okay, so anyways, you can't, just because somebody decide, I saw a grave and it has a picture of hands like that, where we must be Kohanim. No, you need Eidim. Echad. Now, is that true or not? That's only, when do you need one aid? When people are going against it. And they say, you're not a Kohen. If nobody protests this, then you can go up even without Eid Echad. So here we have the 3 shittas. We have red means no, green means yes, and Rabbi Lazar, let's see, maybe. Rabbi Yehuda says you cannot become a Kohen unless you have one Eid. Rabbi Shimon says you could Malam Kohen al Pei Echad. We'll see what that means. And Rabbi Lazar says, right now Rabbi Lazar says you need somebody to protest. He's just explaining Rabbi Yehuda really. He's not arguing. He's saying, listen, if there's a protest, then you don't go up with one aid. But if no protest, you don't need aid. You do, one aid is not enough. Or Rabbi Lazar must say one is not enough when there's a protest. If nobody protests, then you need one aid. Reb Shimon Gamliel says, in the name of Reb Shimon, who's the son of the Zgan Kohen, Reb Chanina, Zgan Koyanim, one aid is enough. So it's very interesting. One aid is enough. Lezer says that you don't go up with one aid unless, in other words, one is not good. If there's no error, one is good. One aid is enough. What does Reb Shimon Gamliel says? Ask the Gemara, Reb Shimon Gamliel, Hainu Reb Elazar. They're saying, in fact, the same thing. Why? Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. We had a Kohen here, Vremi Cohen. He does the booth. So he was in the middle of duchening, right over here, and that happened to him while he was duchening, and he started laughing in the middle of duchening. Yeah. Anyways, maybe we should get rid of that. Get a plastic one. Anyway, so it goes like this. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says, one aid is enough. So what is he saying? That the people arguing, there's 2 aidim against him? No, can't be. 1 against 2 doesn't work. Elamai, nobody's arguing. You need 1 aid. So then Rabbi Lazar and Rabbi Shimon Gamliel are saying the same exact thing. 1 aid. So the Gemara, maybe the difference. So then the question is, what's the difference? Why is there three opinions here? It's really two opinions. So maybe here, we put over there a little guy. Maybe Rebbe Lezer Savar Irchad. When do you need aid? When there's one protest. Rebbe Shimon Savar Irtrei, that there's two people protesting. Maybe that's the difference. That can be Amud Beis Amud Aleph. No, Ir always means there are two. Ella. So what's the difference? Irtrei. In fact, that everybody agrees there's two people that protested. You're not a kohen. Oh, this is geschmack. So we'll read it and let's see if anybody remembers it. There was a rumor that this guy, everybody said, sorry, there's a chazaka, not a rumor. Chazaka, this guy is a kohen. He always got up, duchen, the father's a kohen. Yeah, his father's a kohen, he's a kohen also. Unavagalei kala. This guy, there's a rumor that he is a ben grusha. The father's a good kohen. He's the son of a divorcee. Uben chalutza. Here, let me just show you real quickly what a chalutza is, because we have one of them here. Here, you look closely. There's a little resemblance here between him and. So we have Reuven and Shimon throughout Yavamis. They were brothers, and one brother who's not, he usually sits here, know him, but we call him Reuven because once in a while we get rid of him. He goes bye-bye. He married this woman from the 5 towns. And he went bye-bye. So Shimon either has to do yibum or he does chalitza. In nowadays we do chalitza. What's chalitza? Real quickly, he takes off his shoe. He puts on a special shoe, which we have. Actually, I could have brought it here to show you. And she says all these psukim. She says, "Me'en yuvami lahakim lachav shem yisroel avayavmi." And then he says to her, "Lo chafatz lekach, I don't want to marry her." And then she removes the shoe, and then she spits on the floor here. She's gonna do, and she throws the shoe, and she spits, and you have to see the spit. Okay, that's basically the process of chalitza. The business says chalitza. If you look closely, I'm one of the dayanim here. I'm this guy right over here. Yeah, that was the. In 2 weeks, that's what I'll look like. Anyway, so if there's a rumor that this person is the son of a chalutza, and the bezin removes him, and then one aide comes and says he's a kohen, so we put him back as a kohen. Then 2 came and said that he is the son of the divorcee. So we took him out. It's kind of it's a bunch of steps. So let me show you what it looks like in MDY. It was like this. Gives schmack stuff. Okay, so here's a kohen on top of the mizbeach, sacrificing, putting on the mizbeach the imurim. Take a look. It's gewaldige stuff. This the sound, if you have sound over there. He puts the imurim. He does the avodah. He has a chazak. He's the avodah. So now there's a rumor. Okay, there's a rumor that he is the son of a divorcee. Now, so he's very dejected. His head is down. He walks out of the Beis Hamikdash with his barefoot, and he sees a eidecha that says Reuven is a kohen. Oh, Yishma. He goes back. As he goes in there, there's 2 eidim. Those are, by the way, that Rosh, I don't want to say her name in Shir, but during Bibi's speech, they had that round thing. She's holding that, yeah. So he's dejected again. He beats, and comes another Eidechad and says, Reuven is a kohen. Now you got the story. Now, if I ask anybody what the story is, they probably will remember. He's doing the Avodah. There's a guy with a megaphone. So he leaves. There's one guy outside, says, you are a kohen. He comes back in. He comes inside, and what does he see? 2. And he comes back outside and he sees what? 2 guys, but it's an additional guy. It's like, it's almost separate. One guy came at a different time. Very good. So let's see it inside again now. 3 lines from the top. There's a chazaka, the Haide Koinu, that he's a kohen, the father's a kohen. And there was a rumor we did with the megaphone, the Ben Gurush Ben Chalutzo, that he's actually not a kohen. So Bezin, okay, it's not in this whole thing. Just you got to insert. Bezin knocked him out. And one aide comes and says, "You are a kohen." Who put him back to be a kohen? Bezdin, not he himself decided to turn around. Then 2 people came and said he's the son of a divorcee and a chalutza or a chalutza. So they removed him from the avodah. And then another Eid Echad comes and says he's a kohen. So now what do we really have? 2 against 2. The rumors don't really matter to us. Nothing matters. Chazakas don't matter. We have 2 against 2. Now we're holding mitzvah finedus that the 2 guys, the 2 Eid Echads that we see over here, they can combine them to be Eidim. So what is the question? Are we concerned about the integrity, the honor of the Bezdin? Once he goes off, we don't put him back on. We are concerned about, once we took him out, we can't put him back in. That's it, done. Double jeopardy. No, the Bezin takes him off, the Bezin puts him back on. We are not ashamed. We do what we know. Now we have new Eidos, we put him back on. Perhaps it's a machlokes tanaim, says the Gemara. So, Maskevler Ravashi, Ihachi, according to Rav Elazar, Rav Elazar says that we have to be concerned about the honor of Bezdin. If we're concerned about the honor of Bezdin, why are we talking about 1 aid? Afidu betray Nami, 2 aidim. It doesn't matter how 100 aidim. Once Bezdin ruled a certain way, you bring 100 aidim tomorrow. It's too late. We're concerned about the honor of Bezdin. El Omar Ravashi says Ravashi the Kule Ameloicha Shino Lizilus the Beidina. So let's pause over here. Says Ravashi, no. At the end of the day, we are not concerned about the honor of Bezdin. Bezdin have a strong back. They're powerful. They'll say whatever they think is right at the time. They're not concerned about integrity. And then Mela, that's a beautiful riot to going all the way back to Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman in the beginning thought we should be. He said we're not concerned about Bezdin, the integrity of Bezdin. Then they brought him a riot from a brayso, so you should be. Oh, okay, I will be. I'll be concerned about. And then one day, all of a sudden, he said, no, I'm not concerned about the integrity of Bezdin. Why? Because he found this. It seems like the Kuli Alma, the entire world holds lo ychashina l'zilus the Bezdin. And that's why Rav Nachman in Amud Beis, he wasn't concerned about zilus the Bezdin. So what is the machlokes over here? Do we combine these 2 Eidim that we see on the screen? One came on Sunday, one came on Monday. Could we combine testimony? The picture is not exact, but the Olam understands. It's a lahamchesh. You saw because he came flying from upstairs and he wasn't. I'm not going to go through it again. Okay, you got it. They came at different times, but it was just to show that they're saying the same thing. And yeah, the picture, don't listen to the picture. And also the picture doesn't show them going to Bezdin. It's just...
it's also, if he's not a claim, why isn't there something that's also...
Yeah. And there's walls in the wrong place here, and there's different things. And okay, it's... The Saber is how's name?
It makes a suffix. It doesn't make a vade.
Suffix, vade. Excellent. The Sanya Loila made the service Yerushnayim Ke'echad. Okay, so we have a machlokes. So we plugged the Tanoim, there's a machlokes Tanoim. The Sanya Loila made the mitzarefes that Yerushnayim Ke'echad. What happened was, Ruvain borrowed money from Shimon, you borrowed money from Rabbi Kamenetsky. And we have a machlokes here, whether or not we could put together 1 Eid Echad that says it happened on Sunday, and one said it happened on Monday. Eina do some, the Tanakhama says, Eina do mitzarefes, like you guys said, at Yerushnayim Ke'echad. They must say that we saw it happen on the same time. Like Hillel said, is machlokes here. Afilu bezachar zeh, even if it happened at different times, and now the Brisa just continues a different halacha. Even if they saw it at the same time, they must come at the same day and testify. They can't come at different days. One comes on Sunday, one comes on Monday. Is there extra Gemara somewhere for our guests here? No. Okay. So I'll tell you, my son, he's 14 years old. He comes every day. They give him a Gemara, he doesn't look in the Gemara even once, he looks on the screen, and then I fire him on Shabbos, he knows everything cold. Some people are visual. And Reb Nosson argues on this as well. If you have two Eidim testify, what? No. This is not the Machlekes. Reb Nosson, you look at it later. This is in addition to the Machlekes. This is not Negetas. I hear what you say. Nah. My boys by Ara. There's another story of Boisai. Tells his friend, what are you doing here in this land? What do you mean, what am I doing here? I bought it from you. And here's my documentation to prove it. Daf Amud Beis, Amud Beis. Omerlei, shtar zayfo. That's a false shtar. Now, on the shtar, he has Eidim, he has signed people, everything's gewaldig. No, it's false. Gachin lachish le Rabba, he bends over and he whispers to Rabba. Now, there's a real story, true story, that a guy, he comes to the rabbi, Erev Pesach, and he tells the rabbi, I have nothing to eat tonight. Nothing. I can't provide for my family matzahs, wine, nothing, zero. I need some money. So the Rav says, I don't either have money. I don't have money. But I'll tell you what, at Shul tonight after Ma'ariv, come to me after when everybody says, Gid Yantiv, whisper anything you want in my ear, and we'll make it happen. Okay? So he comes, says Gid Yantiv, and then he whispers, he says, Manishtan alayla, whatever, he whispers in his ear. And the Rav screams, says, are you serious? Then everything is chametz. It's chametz. Chametz deraisa. You can't eat anything in your house. And then he turns to the Rav and says, what are we going to do? He does, it's chametz. Everything in his house is chametz. So the Da'ilim got together and they gave him matzah, and they gave him wine, they gave him a beautiful suda. Okay. I just remember because it said Luchash Baizen. Anyway, so he whispered in his ear. In! So again, the guy says, what are you doing in my house? He says, what do you mean what I'm doing? I bought it from you and here's my documentation. But your documents are false. He says, hold on. He goes to the rabbi. He whispers in the rabbi, in! Shtar zayfahu. He's right. It's actually false. It's a word? Forged document. I used to have a really good shtar, but I lost it. And I said to myself, let me just have this false one. Nobody will know the difference. Okay? Shama Yisrael, sponsored by LifeShare Community, protecting families today before tomorrow's unexpected loss. When is the last day? Coming up. So it goes like this. Here's a shaila, a very interesting shaila. I think I might have made a mistake. I said over this Rashi, I looked at it again today. I had an interesting story, not so long ago. The guy stole a lot of money from me. He was doing some sort of transfer, and he stole my money. I'm asking the Olam now, what do you think? Is what I did halachically legal? So, Kosh Baruch Hu gave me a gewaldige eitzah, and I told the guy, I said, listen, I didn't tell him that I know that he stole from me. I just went along, and he kept on pushing me off. It's coming, the money, this, they always do, the con artists. So I told him, listen, I'm going to send you much more, like 4 times the amount that he stole from me. 4 times the amount. He said, oh, great. He's getting all excited. I said, listen, no, but the first amount, you have to wire to that place right away. Got stuck there. No problem. Within an hour, he wired that money. And then I said, I'm sorry, I'm out. So once I got my money, I told him, Shalom Yisrael. Legal or not legal? Halachically, allowed or not allowed? So, l'chayra, it's okay. But I saw a Rashba that says it's not okay. Then I chapped that they explained the Rashba that the Rashba doesn't mean that it's not okay. It's okay to lie to get your money. In Bezdin, it's also to lie to get your money. That's a very important halacha. In fact, there's a halacha when, let's say you have one witness. A guy owes you money. You know 100% he owes you money. And you have one witness to it. So you bring that witness with a rabbi, let's say. So the guy thinks you have 2 witnesses. That's usher. You're not allowed to fool him. But he owes you the money. And you have 1 aid. No, you're not allowed to fool him. When it comes to Bezin, we're very, very sensitive to these things. You're not allowed to lie in Bezin. Any lie whatsoever. You hear this? It's a big chiddush. In Bezdin, you're never allowed to lie, even when you're 100% right. And even though you deserve the money, and all you need to do is do a little bit of a lie. I don't think people are makbid on it. They say, listen, I deserve the money, so let me just lie. Let me just say, you told me this and this. Lie. For your... No, you're not allowed.
I think it's mutter.
What?
They do it. Why do I think it's mutter?
No, because I would think logically, why not? The guy owes me money, so it's a lie to get my money back. You're allowed to lie outside of Bezdin. You are allowed. I'm saying what I did, it was mutter. To get my money back, 100%, I just lied to the guy, a lie to get my money. That's mutter. I want to save my money. In Bezdin, that same lie would be aser. That's what I'm saying. That's the chiddush. Okay. Anyway, so that's what we're talking about over here. This guy's a liar. He deserves the money. He had a shtar. He lost the shtar. But the guy really owes him $1 million. So he forged the shtar. What's wrong with that? So he forged the shtar. Rabbi says, Givaldik has a migui. What's a migui? If he's lying, he could have lied even more. He could have said, he doesn't have to tell me that's a forged shtar. He said it's a good shtar. But Rabbi Yosef says, no. Amai samchas. Haishtara. You're relying on this piece of document. Haishtara chas b'balmu. This shtar is completely forged, and it's nothing. It's worthless. So how are you going to use the shtar to pull money out of him? Real quickly, I know we're running out of time, and the Israelis are showing up here. I got to tell you this real quickly, and hopefully they don't come. Hey, you guys go out because I want to tell this to you also. So leave. I'll say it real quickly. It's a beautiful, beautiful vart. It's a famous vart. I said it a bunch of times, but it's negate to the parasha. I'm saying it for the guests, and if somebody didn't hear it, it's kedai. There was the Maral brings a medrash which nobody could find. It's based on the Yaakov, nobody can find. That the medrash says that there's 3 Tanaim: Rabbi Kiva, Shimon Pazi, and Zayma. You know this thing already. What is the main? If you had to choose one pasuk in the Torah, what is it? So Rabbi Kiva says, "Shema Yisrael, Shem Elokeinu, Shem Echad." You know, Shem is one. What could be better? Shimon Pazi says, "It's v'aftu recha kamoicha." Midas. There's a klal goes with Torah. But Ben Zayma says, what's pshat? Why would he say that? Our parasha today, pshat is because being consistent is the number one rule in Yiddishkeit. When you're consistent every single day, you learn Torah, and that's what Daf Yomi is. Learning Torah every single day. Not a day goes by that you don't learn. That consistency brings you much closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That shows that you're a real Eved Hashem, a slave. An Eved of Hashem is there, a slave. It works every day. It has 0 days off. Works everything that consistently. That's why it's the number one pasuk, and he wins. The other Tanaim said your pasuk is the best out of all 3. Give me the $100 that you owe me. And here's the friend. So we just had the sugya. The first story was that happened with the real estate. Now it happened with money. Same exact thing. So we can fly. You owe me 100. Here's the shtar. It's forged. It's the same person. To Rabbi, he bent over and he told him, and I heard a story that there was a guy that didn't have food before Pesach. So he went to the Rav, and the Rav said, oh no, okay, so fine. You're right, it's forged, but I said it's better than nothing. He has a migoy. What are you relying on? On the shtar. So the whole thing that you're relying on is garbage. He misses garbage. And Rav Barovin says, the Gemara is saying something very simple. The halacha is that whoever is holding on to it now, he wins. So when it comes to real estate, who's holding on to the real estate? The guy in the house. The guy that knocked on the door is not holding it. He knocked on the door. He's on the outside. So he doesn't get it. The guy inside the house, he keeps it. Who's holding on to the money when it comes to a loan? You owe me $100. So the guy that owes the money, he's holding on to the 100. So he wins also. It's not a difference between real estate and money. It's just the question is who's holding on to it. When it comes to the land, the law is like Rabba. He has a migoy. The guy inside. That the borrower. Take him. Whoever is holding on to the piece of land wins. And whoever's holding on to the money, he wins. However, there was a guarantor. So here's the story. The This is just a picture of him bending down over to Rabbah and showing the... Okay, here's the Arav. The Malva, he's the lender. The Loiva, the borrower. And the Arav is the guarantor. If the Loiva that just received the money doesn't pay, the Arav takes responsibility, he'll pay. So what happened was, the Malva comes, asks for the money, and he shoos him away. What's next? The Arav, so the Arav pays the Malva, right? If the Loiva doesn't want to pay, the guarantor has to pay the Malva. So that's what just happened. Now, the Arav comes to the Loiva and says, pay me. Because the Arav actually becomes instead of the Malva. The guarantor takes the documentation from the Malva and he becomes the new lender. He says, pay me. And the Loiva says, I did pay you. So let's see inside. However, the Amr Loiva, it might have been more confusing than seeing it inside. However, the Amr Loiva, Havli me Yezuz the Barati Lamal Vilavach. I was the guarantor. The Gmach, yeah, you guys know what a Gmach is, right? They have a Gmach in America? No? They don't know. Gmach is, let's say you want to borrow money, not from a bank. There's a lot of people that lend money. It's called a Gmach. But they won't lend you money unless you bring a guarantor that will say, listen, I know this guy, he's good for his money, but if he doesn't pay, I'm coming to you. So I said that, okay, people are coming in, we have to finish up. But real quickly, one of my friends, he's actually in Chayil, doesn't have that much money, he's in Chayil, and he became a Arav. He figured, why not? Do somebody a favor, he'll sign for a few million shekel. Let's call it $1 million. $1 million. One day he gets a phone call, you owe $1 million. Why? Because the guy that you signed for as a guarantor, he doesn't want to pay. My friend, a very good friend, he paid every single dime. Took him 8 years and he paid every dime. Every dime, $1 million. Another friend, he signed for somebody and the Gmach called him up and says, hey, you have to pay. He said, okay, I'll pay. So the guy said, no, we don't want you to pay. We want the real guy to pay. But call him up and tell him that we called you. And that will scare him. And it did. The guy paid that day. The point is, and I say this all the time, be very careful before you sign. It's a mitzvah to sign arvos, but you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Pretend that you're never going to see that money again. So, I paid the malva instead of you, so you pay me now. Here's the shtar. It's like a question. What happens when you ask a Jew a question? He answers you in a question. They asked, I think it was Rav Kahneman, a guy asked him, why is it that when you ask a Jew a question, he answers you with a question? So he said, why not? Omar, it's also a question. Didn't I pay you? He says, oh yeah, you did pay me. But didn't you ask for another loan right afterwards? So they explained, the Rashbam explains, but it's 2 loans, 2 separate loans. You can't use the same shtar for 2 separate loans. He says you could. It's considered 1 loan. It happened with the same money. It's the same loan. What's the halach over here? What's the question? We just established that the halacha is whoever's holding on to the money wins. So the Leah in this case here, Mr. Leah, wins. Why? Because he's holding on to the money. He doesn't want to pay the Arav. So that's why does he lose the Arav? Because he admitted that he got the money back from the Leah. Just he reinstated the loan again. He gave him another loan. That's why he loses. What if he said, do you know why I gave you back the money? Because the money you gave me was terrible. I gave it back to you on the spot. I looked at it for a second and gave you right back. I never really held the money. You never really paid me. Then his shtar is a good shtar. And Rabbi Sai, have a good Voch, good week. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you, Be'ez Hashem, when you make Aliyah in Eretz Yisrael.